it literally went on the market in December, and we probably had 4 or 5 offers floating around within the first week. And they sort of sat down and guided us through. David did the process and where each of the members were with their mortgage and how likely they were able to move very quickly, which was another issue for us within the chain. Had they been around a long time, these buyers? Were they just, viewing and checking out? So they really sort of like filled us with confidence that we chose the right buyer for our circumstance. So that's, again, another big tick in the box of Martin Gerrard. And that was, again, just reinforced our belief that we'd made the right decision in the first place. We had a very tight time frame, so they took a great set of photographs. We didn't go as far as video because literally we went to market first week of December. By the 10th of December we'd sold. So even as we was coming onto market without any photos and literally the external shots they did, we'd already had 14 viewings lined up. So that's the benefit again of Martin Gerrard is the local knowledge, but also their database. That's what you're really buying. It's not a cold list they've seen on Rightmove and they're bringing people in. And we've used other agents before. We have a couple of buy-to-let properties which we've taken from different sources and actually have different management agencies involved. I think Martin Gerrard surpassed probably most in the area. There's a couple of strong contenders. The market is a very buoyant market in North London, but I think it's that family attitude and the openness, and I say all of our campaigns are based around family and the emotional connection you have to a house. So I think that's for us what sets Martin Gerrard apart from the normal agent in the area. And so they aren't just selling a house; they are selling, dreams and people's emotions. They really tap into. So again, I think Martin Gerrard also ticked that box when it comes to it. Another big factor is actually that Martin Gerrard is a family-run business, and for us that's very important. It's not just another Rightmove or another high street chain. I've gone way back with Martin Gerrard. I did buy one of my first properties with them, and that's how I sort of got to know the group. And I think they do feel that they are actually part of a family, while they're all separate little agents, North London, Whetstone, etc. You see them often coming together as a large group. They're very supportive in the school fetes. And I think they tap into that family because they are so big. They sponsor a lot of schools. They pour a lot of time and energy in. Whenever there is a fete, there's at least 4 or 5 Martin Gerrard people there, manning the bouncy castle or, willing to get soaked by a bucket of water. And I think that shows that they are a family and that they will embed in the community. And this isn't just a short-term quick fix, let's make some money and move on to the next. And I think that comes from the top where, the people who set Martin Gerrard up are still there and still involved. And when I first bought a flat from them, probably 25 years ago, a gentleman called Warren, still there, I still see him and still remember him, we still have a chat. So, it's great to have that connection. The communication with the solicitor, our solicitor, I kept them informed, moved them on, helped them at times, obviously. The next part was they communicated really well and helped the agent was buying from. They had a very difficult client who had unrealistic thoughts about how a move would go, so they kept them in the loop and helped the estate agent above us and didn't have to keep their client happy and moving along. And also throughout the chain going down, they communicated with the solicitors and the other estate agents to make sure that they was aware what's happening, and more importantly they communicated with us and made sure that we was always up to date, so we didn't have that anxiety and stress that things were falling apart. I think for me, Martin Gerrard went above and beyond. There wasn't just like one person, there was probably 2-3 people involved always. If one person wasn't available, everyone knew what was going on in this story. So even if the main agent, David, who sold, was out, I could speak to Craig and he could update me. Kostas, he would always be there, but if he was out on a call, there's always somebody there. So you didn't feel like there's like one point of contact, and I think that was key. It might come back to them being a family-run business, but it was more of a team effort, and that was so important, I think. Obviously, we're quite well known in the community here. We're part of the PTA, and we still have connections in our businesses here. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend Martin Gerrard. I think they've got such a great network, especially in North London, They have an absolutely fantastic work ethic where they work as a team and bring all their experience of each of the members. You know, it's not, you don't really meet many people in Martin Gerald who've been there a year or 2 years. They're all, you know, well established within the group and move within the group, it seems. So I think if you are going to sell your home, I think it'd be crazy not to consider Martin Gerald as your agent. They've got such a massive database. So if you're looking for something specific and someone who can actually communicate and make sure that you kept up to speed and actually understand what you want, I think Martin Gerald's the only real solution, especially in North London.